Welcome to Pancon Podcasts, episode 74.2.5.
Wow.
Is that a thing?
It is now.
So, I wanted to talk about a little bit about what this week, in essence, means to me and how it differs for so many other instances like it. So, Ariete in 2 days' time turns 5 years old. And it's quite a monumental feat. And I think for people around the industry, they can realize that the year 5 of this thing, 4 to 5, has been so heavy. So to make it through the year and to turn 5 years old is rather huge. And for me personally, it's been like quite a benchmark for me, saying that, the goal is to reach year 5, and then after you reach year 5, then hopefully things start to stabilize. Regardless of that, 5 years ago, 3 days before we opened this restaurant, we have several family photos sitting up around the restaurant. And one of which is of my grandfather and 2 of his friends when he was playing in like the Cuban Junior League baseball. And I was putting it up, and it had a note, and I don't remember what the note says, but it was labeled January 14th, 1953. And the next day, I was doing all these things. I was like setting up tables. I was by myself in the whole restaurant, setting up tables. I was putting these pictures and frames and the whole thing. And the next day was January 14th, 2016. And the photo, like the relation of the photo and the time, it knocked so different for me. And I was like, if ever I open a restaurant and it makes it, this will be the one. It will be the one that makes it, the one that matters the most, the one there that really represents who I am and like the journey in which I've lived and this whole like hardship thing that people talk about when it comes to restaurants. This will be the one. Ariete will be the thing if it makes it. And it's always like a benchmark of year 5. Because year 1, restaurants fail at a clip of 85%. Year 2, it's at 60. Year 3, it's at 40. Year 4 and 5, it goes down to 20%. And it's just statistics, mathematics. Like, as much as restaurants are about romance and food, it's really about mathematics. If the numbers work, you survive. If the numbers don't work, you don't survive. That's plain and simple. So the fact in 2 days we turn 5 is, for me, like, huge. And I fight becoming emotional at this moment because the weight of the whole year is like sitting on my shoulders, the weight of the last 5 years and the people and the things that have happened and the food that has changed and me that I've changed and everything that's happened is huge in reflection. But the one thing that's been constant has been that restaurant. I don't have many safe places. That one is it. When I feel uneasy, when I feel lost, I go there and everything makes sense. I couldn't tell you why. This year is the first year we won't be doing a party, a birthday. Every year we buy Publix cake. We serve everyone Publix cake because that's what I grew up on. We do a party. And last year there was a dunk tank that people paid for me not to get in.
By that you mean people paid for you to get in and you didn't.
And I didn't. That's accurate.
Right. Let's make sure people understand that you disappointed them.
This year, yeah, it didn't happen. I remember the beginning of last year in very Ariete fashion. we started brunch, and then the oven blew up on my leg. The whole door blew off.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Onto my leg. It's very status quo for Ariete, making it very difficult for me to enjoy a day. And we still made it through the day, and it was a whole thing. And every year, it's always like a financial thing. Like, we should do it. It's a good get, and we make it, and it's like... This year, I think more than ever, I am so very much tired, and I am exhausted and mentally worn out. My staff is worn. I am worn, and I think in reflection, I'll just enjoy the day for making it to the day instead of trying to make it like some kind of thing. Go on.
Oh, I was going to say, I mean, I think, not to say that other people don't have a reason to be exhausted.
Everyone should be exhausted.
Everyone's exhausted. I know I'm fucking exhausted. I mean, in a different way. I'm not in your business. I don't have anything to do with that, strictly speaking.
I'd be exhausted after editing as many episodes as you have of me talking shit.
But I think part of what is exhausting in your specific case is that while you're not celebrating this 5th anniversary, part of the reason is that, we've talked about the tastings.
Right.
And I think that you and your company and your people have gone farther than, I'm not going to say than anybody because I don't know what everybody's done, but then at least a lot of other people in taking this thing. I know you talk a lot about survival, but it's been more than survival. You've done some special shit.
Yeah.
When other people were focused strictly on survival.
Right.
You guys have taken risks that, at least on paper, didn't make sense. And for all I know, because I don't, maybe if you look back at the balance sheet, maybe they still don't make sense.
Financially, the risk that I took did not make sense.
But in a way, I think everybody wants to see you in a dunk tank, but I think that you've given, you and everybody here and the restaurant have given people more to celebrate than, forget restaurants, than most of the rest of what has happened over the last 11, 12 months now.
So March 17th of 2020.
Yeah, so we're coming up on a full year.
Yeah, I mean,
this place is my point is this place has given people plenty to celebrate when there was nowhere else for them to get it.
When I think, I actually think in essence that's what this entire restaurant really means. It's a focal point of community. It's a place for people to meet. It's a place for people to feel like at home. And I think at this point, like turning 5, and I remember when we turned 4, I had all these like amazing ideas for year 5. I was like, we're going to do a block party. We're going to get a gospel choir. We're going to do all these crazy things. We're going to invite people. It's going to be this crazy thing. And I still think that's a very good idea. But I don't have it in me to do it only because of what we've all lived throughout this year and what I've seen. And I think to the level in which I've pushed my staff to. And like the reason why we've gone through it so well and done so well and done so many special things is because of them and the work that they've done. Because hands-on physical labor is one thing, but the mental aspect, and I've talked about this exhaustingly of the last year, is much, much more. And, I've sat there with people. I've cried with people. I've talked to people. We have like just unpacked like so many things. And this year too, we celebrate we made it, and I celebrate the fact that we made to 5 years. But at the same time, I'd much rather just sit here in reflection than throw a party.
Yep.
It's not really party time, which is cool. Party time is fine. But for me, I'd much rather reflect and be proud of what we've done. And I hope everyone here is proud of what they've done, and just kind of like sit back and just think about it for once.
Yeah.
Because it's been a lot. So I think that's really the whole entirety of what we wanted to talk about here.
Cool.
Great.
Very good.
Awesome. On Patreon, if you pay us $35 on the next segment, we'll talk about.
I got an email today from Patreon. This doesn't have to be left in. Telling me that aside from mugs and tote bags, they were now making long sleeve T-shirts available.
Wow, I'd like to see this T-shirt. I still haven't even subscribed to Patreon.
Don't.
I'm still more looking forward to our OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, it's coming. I'm building up our stockpile of PD dick pics.
That's crazy.